Hi there, it's Sheree from Sheree's Crafty Girls. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to make this really unusual little box. The box itself is just a normal little box, but the lid has just a little shape to it, which I think is quite fun. So to make that, we're going to use a piece of DSP that measures 6 inches square. This I have taken from the new Send in Love DSP from the Spring and Summer catalogue. Isn't that lovely? So versatile and really, really very pretty. Now, with the Spring and Summer catalogue, if you haven't got one and you would like one, please contact me. There's a link below to my blog, or where you could leave me your email address, or there's details to contact me and I will send one out to you along with our celebration catalogue. The Spring and Summer catalogue runs from the 4th of January to the 31st of May, and it's got some beautiful paper, DSP, and the embellishments. The sweets are just absolutely gorgeous in here. That one is lovely for Father's Day. I think that's really, really nice. And there is, as I say, there's lots of, you've got bundles. This I made a box out of. And look, this one actually makes a box itself. It makes a nice shaped box. That's really wonderful. It's called the Window Box Thinlit Dies. That's really fun. I like that one. And there's just absolutely loads and loads of different pens. Look at that, isn't that fun? That's really cool. And you know, there's lots. Something to colour in, and they've brought out some lovely, if I can find them in here, they're in here somewhere. This is fun. This is the set I'm using, this DSP here, and they've got some beautiful wooden hearts which are lovely for embellishment, and the ribbons to match, and a lovely thinlit set that makes a beautiful little envelope with a little note to go inside. Absolutely stunning. And it's just absolutely amazing. I think you're really going to like this. So anyway, along with Spring and Summer comes Celebration, and this runs from the 4th of January to the 31st of March. And with Celebration, for every £45 you spend, you can order one of these lovely stamp sets, or the papers, or the ribbons, absolutely free. Isn't that fantastic? And what also is a wonderful incentive here is if you want to join as a demonstrator, you pay £99 and you get £130 of your products of your choice absolutely free. And that goes all the joining as a demonstrator, but you've been put off thinking you've got to go on YouTube, or you've got to have workshop and you've got to do classes. You really haven't. You do as much or as little as you want to do. With Stampin' Up, there is no pressure or anything like that to do any more than you want to do. And you get 20% off all the products that you order, so you know, you're using the products anyway. Why not have the 20% discount? You can work up to 25% discount, and all you've got to do to join up is spend £99, £130 of products of your choice are winging its way to you, plus all the stationery that you need, plus in Celebration 2 extra free stamps. And it's a wonderful community. It's absolutely fantastic. But anyway, on to making the box. You're going to need a piece of cardstock, as I say, which is 6 inches square, and that's for the top, for the lid, and a piece of cardstock that measures 4 15/16 by 4 15/16 of an inch for the base. And you're going to need your trimmer, because it will just make it easier for you. So with your smaller cardstock, the 4 15/16 of an inch, you are going to score on all 4 sides at 1 inch, and I'm using the inch on that side just because I think it's easier. Okay, that's your standard box, so that's fine. Now for your lid, you are going to score 1 inch on all 4 sides to start off with. So 1 inch all the way around on all 4 sides, and that's that one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to measure 1.5 inches, but you're only going to come down to this score line, then lift your scoring blade up and bring it to the next score line, and measure 1.5 inches again. Slide it along to 4.5 inches, come up to that first score line, skip the middle bit and up the top score line. Rotate 1.5 inches down to the first score line, lift, and then on your bottom score line you're going to do the 1.5 inches again. Slide across to 4.5 inches, up to the first score line, miss the middle bit and up your top score line. So you will have, there's the full score line, and you'll just have a notch to that score line on either corner. Now this bit is a little bit more tricky, but again this is why we're using the scoring board. You're going to align your paper to 1 3/4 inches, and you're going to come down and you're going to go into the middle. Now it's around the 4 centimetre line, and then you're going to bring it down to the two little lines before the 11 centimetre. So just score to there, and then you're going to turn your cardstock around, bring it again to 1 3/4 at the top here, and again you're going to go from the 4 centimetres and you're going to bring that down to the score line you've just made. Rotate to 1 3/4 at the top along here, and again about 4 centimetres, and come down and meet the score line that you have just made. Rotate again 1 3/4 at the top, and then you're just going to join them score lines together, and that gives you a little box in the middle, which doesn't look right at the moment. I think I've gone a little bit too far there. So you're just going to have a little box. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. You're going to have a box that's formed in the middle. Okay, and what we're going to do is where the corner of the box meets, you're going to go from the corner, you're going to come across to your little score lines there. Now you don't have to press too hard because this is only going to be as a guide for cutting. If I can bring my steel rule in, so the corner of your box, the inner box, to those lines. What I might do actually is okay, so you just have, what I think I'll do is I'll pause and I'll go and do it on a piece of white paper so you can see what I mean. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've come back, and this is what your your DSP will look like. So, as I say, you start off and you score at 1 inch, which is the first line, and you do that all the way around, so 1 inch, 1 inch and 1 inch. Then you do your 1.5, and you're only going to come down to the first score line, miss the middle bit and come down to the second, and that will make these two offset lines here, and then slide it across to 4.5, and then you will come up to this first score line, miss the middle bit and come up to the next score line, which gives you these two offsets. and then you turn and do your 1.5 and your 4.5. Okay? This is where the tricky bit comes in. You do your 1 3/4 and you come down to around, I think it's about 4.5 centimetres, and you come down to around the 11 centimetres and score, and then you turn, take your cardstock at the top to 1 3/4, and you will then 1 3/4, not 2 3/4. You will score again from the 4.5 down to this score line that will meet. Then you will lift up 1 3/4, come up again to 4.5, turn and join. So you will have your inner square. Then once you've got your inner square, you are going to take a steel ruler and you are going to join from the inner square corner there, okay, and you are then going to score to those markings that you did on the side here, and then you are going to cut it out and it will come and form a shape like this. So what we do is we ignore the little one, so the very first score line you're going to come down past the one that goes right the way across, and you're going to snip down to your rectangle and take that away. Then you're going to cut across the remaining rectangle, down your diagonal, from your point of your diagonal to the point, and that will remove that little triangle there, and then just notch that triangle like so, and that gives you the shape that we are looking for on here. So I'll show you one more time. You are going to come down your first score line, you're going to come down past the solid one to your rectangle and remove. Then you need to cut down to your half score line, down your diagonal and notch, and cut across your diagonal like so. Didn't quite make it to the corner there, did I? And again, that will give you the shape that we need. So I'll show you one more time. You're going to have the side that you've just cut facing in, and you're going to come to the first score line, and you're going to come down to your second score line and remove. Cut down your diagonal, cut across your diagonal, and take away that triangle, okay, and just notch in that corner there. So come down, opposite side, you're going to cut down the first score line to the second one and remove. Cut down your diagonal, cut across your diagonal and take away that triangle and notch, and you are left with that shape. Okay, now I'll go away and do that on the proper piece of DSP and I'll be right back. Okay, so you're left with it. Now you should have a shape like that. Okay, so you've cut out all your bits and pieces. Now come in and fold and burnish your tabs and that little triangle bit there. Okay, and you do that all the way around, just creasing it down all the way around, and then we should have a nice little form for our box. Now, taking some adhesive, I'm going to use Fast Fuse, and you're going to put that on your tab and on your triangle. So on your tab, on your triangle, on your tab, and on your triangle. Okay, tab and your triangle. Have I done that one? Yes. So now you just fold. Let me do this one. Fold. You do need to make sure it's near your crease really. So fold your triangle into your first, up to your first score line, and your tab then goes underneath to form the base of your box. So first rectangle to your triangle, and then that one goes underneath, and that makes that lovely design there. Okay, so triangle and tab, like so, and triangle and tab. Just put that in a little bit tighter, and there is your lid to your box. The box is very simple, it's very straightforward, like any normal box. We fold and burnish our score lines. And we will then cut up 2 score lines, a notch, and then come along and do the same. Always notch into your square, opposite side, up the score line, notch, up the score line, and notch. Get all of that out of the way, and then we will get really a fast fuse Tombow or sticky strip and adhere your corners. And again, form your box as you would, making sure your corners are nice 90 degrees. And then we should, isn't that lovely? Just a nice simple little box, and then that should sit nicely over the top. Oops, like so. It's a little bit tight, but that's fine. Don't want it falling out, do we? And there we are. Isn't that a fun little box? I'll tell you what I have forgotten to do. So we'll ease it back out. You have to be careful because the DSP is obviously a little bit gentle. And taking a 3/4 inch round circle punch on 2 sides, just put yourself some little thumb holes. It'll make life so much easier for you, like so. Now, I also just pop that back on there. That looks better, doesn't it, with the little thumb holes in it? Much nicer. Now, to make this beautiful little tag, I have gone ahead and used the Timeless Tags Thinlits. Again, this is from the Spring and Summer catalogue. And I'm going to use this nice little flower, and you're also going to use that to cut it out. So we'll pop that to one side, and you're going to bring in your big shot. Now, I don't have a lot of room on my desk, so we'll do as best we can. Right, we're going to put in, I'm going to put the red, which is going to be this lovely, I'm not sure if it's a flower, on the red. And I also want that circle cut out in the white. I've just moved that moved my magnetic plate. So, oh, find a place where it doesn't move it. Find a, it's being silly, isn't it? Now we're just going to play up, isn't it? Because I'm on there. Pop your top board on and pop it through your big shot. Like so. I'm running out of room. There we are. And there are your two. Just pop them down there. Oh, so I haven't got no room to move. I need a bigger craft table. So pop that there. And what we're going to do, we have our circle. And then we're going to remove this because I don't know why it's stuck on there. Isn't that lovely? And then taking your piercing mats, what I do is I get that and my bristles and I just run over it and it should just pop them out. There we go. If not, just pop it through. Like so, and then we just remove them from our die and pop our die away straight away so you don't lose them. And the same with your circle, your actual tag, and pop that away like so. There, that won't get lost then, will it? Move those to one side and move those to one side. And then you have a beautiful, isn't that lovely, perfectly fitting flower. But before I go ahead, yes, we're going to glue that now. I thought I was going to stamp it, but I think I'm working ahead of myself. Now you can get the fine tip glue pen, but I haven't got it, so I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow all around the edge, very sparingly because you don't want it to ooze out everywhere. So I'll just pop that around the edge like so, and a bit around the middle, and up some flowers just so it just doesn't stick out too much. And then pop that onto your tag, leaving a tiny border around the edge. Isn't that lovely? I think that's beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of, what should we use, the white or the red? I think we're going to use the white. And this is Sending Love's Ribbon Combo Pack. And taking, if I could get it off, see it's such a good fit. I'm just going to adhere a tiny bit of sticky strip, I think that'll be the best, and I'm just going to put the thin onto the ribbon, the strip, and then I'm going to cut it on its width like so. Can you see? And then I'm going to adhere that, taking off the backing. I'm just going to pop that on the inside of the lid, and then we're just bringing that over, following the line, over, around, and then cut yourself a piece off, and again put some sticky strip just on the edge. You can do one or two pieces, it's entirely up to you. I think one's enough. And taking your backing, take a backing paper off and adhere your ribbon to the underside, making sure it's aligned to the underside of your box. Stick that down like that and pop that back on to your box. There we are. And then I'm just going to use some white baker's twine, the thick white baker's twine, and I'm going to pop that through my tag. Like so. Loop it through. And pop that through my ribbon. Like so. Now I think what I'll do is put one through the bottom and one through the top and just do a very small knot just to hold it in place, like so. That one I tied some ribbon to, but do you know what, I think I'm just going to do a little bow, or should I do a knot? Can't make up now, I'm going to knot it because I know what I'm like with bows. So just a little knot, and then I'm going to take some of the excess off, and there we are. Another little box with an unusual fitting top. Well, I hope you like this tutorial. If you have, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to come and join my team, especially whilst it's celebration, and get them 2 extra stamps absolutely free, there is a link below, or pop across to my blog, CheriseCraftyGirlsblog.wordpress.com, and you can find the button there to join my team. Or if you'd like to purchase any of the products used in this project, there is a link below, or again on my blog. All the details for this and any other tutorial that I've made, they're all there on my blog. I'd love for you to follow them. Until next time, take care. Bye.